Hey guys, and welcome back to another Otome Game Jam game. This one is called Another Morning Ode to You. This one might be a little depressing. So, the premise of this one is it takes place 4 months after your former boyfriend's death, and you finally decide to visit him one last time, as well as the apartment you used to live in together. Um, at the apartment, you find one last gift from him that you'll eventually bring along on your move to a new place to start a new life, hoping to leave the past behind. However, whether you actually moved on or stayed in the past would depend on the choices you make. There is a guide, so if you want a guide, it's there in the on the page. So this features 3 love interests and about 3 to 4 endings per love interest. It's about 40,000 words, around 30 plus minutes to finish it. It might take me longer because I am reading and I have to edit things and blah blah blah, whatever. So let's get straight to the warnings. So the game might contain the following: hints of suicide, abuse of substances, and death. So that's what they wrote. So that's what we'll work with. Let's go ahead and start it. What is your first name? Alyssa. Oh, whoops. It's caps. Let's try that again. Chew! It's always Chew. Alyssa. Whew. This should be good enough for now. You wipe a bit of sweat off your forehead as you had just finished moving all of your things into the bedroom. Uh-oh, there's a typo. After cleaning for the last few hours. Though it certainly wasn't fancy in any way, the apartment offers enough for your stay at the time being. May I ask where you would like to put this? This is... It's black. Am I supposed to? Okay. It all began a few days ago, perhaps months or even years. Who knows? But it was that day after I finally paid a visit to his grave, because I couldn't bring myself to go to his funeral when he died. It was that day that I was finally able to face the surface of it and opened that door. You feel familiarity as you stepped into the room. Memories, bitter and sad, sweet and happy. You can feel the complexity that is stirring up your emotions right now, but you're already numb to it. You've already lived through it every day for the past 4 months. But that doesn't mean it is completely gone. 4 months. I haven't touched this place in 4 months. You used to live in this apartment together with Hiro, but not anymore. His room was left the same as you had seen it, as if time stopped since you left. It's as if you had expected him to greet you when you entered the room. But you felt a little disappointed as his presence is nowhere, though it is everywhere. You came today to visit it one last time before it would be cleared by tomorrow. Paper cranes, weather doll you made together whenever it rains, and so many others. You picked up a book and wiped the thick layer of dust off of its surface. It was one of his favorite books, Mastery to Machine Learning. I never understood what about it feels fun. I never understood What about it feels fun to read? You carefully open the closet. This is... Oh, what the heck? A humanoid robot lies still on the floor of the closet. You picked up the piece of paper laying on the robot. Dear Alessa, if you're reading this, it probably means I'm no longer by your side. Sorry that I wasn't able to tell you about this earlier. To let you feel the loneliness of a morning without me. I owe you that. So please take care of the last thing I could create for you. I know it would be hard for you to accept. So I hope that you would hold on to me as long as you need until you are ready to let go. Yours truly, Hiro. You held the letter with a tighter grip. Idiot. Is this thing on? Power on. Booting system. The robot opened its eyes, revealing its blue eyes. Its facial feature is a spitting image of Hiro, except for its hair color and eye color. Scanning surrounding. Identifying object. You are... And that's how I met him. After that last visit, you decided to move far away from the old memories that haunts you. And that was when you were offered a new job in this new location. I honestly wished I had just left you back there. But how could I? When he looks just like him. Alessa. It's already morning, sleepyhead. Beep, beep, beep. Click. You pulled yourself together as you wake yourself up. Not gonna lie, but yesterday was quite the workout. I can still feel some back pain from all the moving around yesterday. But now that I'm at a new place with a new job, this means a new beginning for me. If anything, I should get dressed and ready for work. After all, I don't want to make a bad first impression by being late. You can smell a pleasant aroma of pancakes coming from the kitchen. The smell. You peek in the kitchen to see where the smell was emitting, but was a bit disappointed when you saw the robot instead. Good morning, Master. The robot turned around to face you, carrying a plate of pancakes drizzled with syrup and topped with strawberries and blueberries. Your morning meal is ready. Please have a seat and enjoy. You sat down and took a bite of pancake. How is it, Master? It's the same recipe, but not burnt like he does it. You recall the one time that Hiro had tried cooking a pancake himself and ended up making charcoal instead. You smiled a bit, reliving the joy at that moment. But I can't. Each bite is a sting of memory that hurts each time in your heart. Do you want to finish the food? Let's be kind of bitter. Still hurting. Do not finish. Sorry, I don't feel like finishing my breakfast right now. Is it not to your liking? I'm sorry if I upset you in any way, Master. It's not because of you. I just don't feel well today. Is that so? Then would you like to take some medicine before you go out today? No, it's okay. It'll be gone later, so I'll get going. Is that so? Then I'll see you later, Master. You close the door behind you. It's a bit hard to adjust to this new lifestyle. especially when everything is new and unfamiliar. There seems to be someone up ahead, the direction you are walking towards. A closer look, it is a woman in maybe her 40s. Please ignore me. Excuse me, are you the new tenant that just moved in? Yes. I just want to warn you about the tenant that lives next door to you. Room 206. He's one heck of a freak. Last time he got himself into some weird trouble that several police had to run into his apartment. And another time an ambulance had to come by, of course, with a police officer. Is this what gossiping feels like? I just want to make sure that you're aware and careful around that tenant. But other than that, just enjoy your stay. After all, this part of the city is rather quiet than chaotic. What do I think? Definitely a dangerous person. Yeah, she's exaggerating. That's what I would think. The whole story doesn't make sense. Maybe she's exaggerating on some points, and the tenant isn't actually that bad. Thank you for your advice. But I'm good. Well, I've done my part to warn you, but it's all up to you if you won't listen to me. As you walked further down the street, the pleasant scent of flowers grew stronger. It smells nice. No wonder. There's a flower shop. Should I take a look inside? I can't. Why give me a choice if there's only one choice? Okay. No. I'd rather be early than late to work. I can visit here another time when I have the time. You decided to hurry to work instead of wasting time looking at flowers. So this is where I'll be working. Good morning. Are you perhaps Alessa? Ah, there we go. It's probably the other love interest. Yes, and who are you? My name is Tyler, and I'll be looking after you as your senior from today onwards. You lower your head and bow. Then I'll be in your care. Ah, you don't have to do that. I mean, you raised your head. Sorry, it's weird whenever people bow their head down like that. I'm not really a very professional senior. Anyways, if anything, we should get started. So our job here is usually just storing and sorting data into directories, analyzing, and giving reports. I suppose you already had some experience on this, so you'll probably adjust to the way things work here real fast. First of all, your desk is right beside mine. This means I'll be able to get to you whenever you need help as soon as possible. So after you open your computer, just go to the software. After a long time with Tyler introducing you to the software, explaining the basics along with some shortcuts and advices, you are now on your own. You're a natural at this. And one last thing. Tyler, are you able to get these reports to accounting? Oh, who is it? Oh, a girl. Okay. You looked in the direction of the voice as it came from a girl in perhaps her early 20s, who is definitely not in a higher position. She doesn't seem to be in any bad shape for running an errand, especially when she's on her phone while making the request. Sorry, I'll be right back. You watch as Tyler took the full stack of papers on the girl's desk and left the room. That looked like a lot. Was that on purpose? You look back at the girl. She's now chatting with nearby coworkers. After some time... Sorry about that. Now, where did we leave off? Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say earlier. I'm always one to make multiple saves. We're gonna let it go because okay, so I want the character to be kind of timid in a way. And this is a new job, so I'm just gonna let it go. I should probably just stay quiet. Oh, I remember now. I was going to tell you about printing the documents. So, after your session with Tyler, you were able to complete most of your work, and your final task was to print and deliver a set of documents to the Human Resource Department. The printer seems to be jammed. Ah, sorry. This is a pretty old printer by now, so it doesn't run as smooth. Tyler gave the printer a few pats before it was able to start printing the documents. There. The printer eventually finishes printing, and a good pile of warm, printed documents rests on the printer. And where is this pile going to? Human Resources. Ah, it would be faster if I'd take the documents for you if you want. After all, you're not familiar with this place yet. I can give you a quick tour next time when we have time. I guess I'm forced to let him take him. Okay. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. And he isn't wrong about the unfamiliar part. Sure. Alright then, I'll be back. Now that I think about it, I'm no different than that girl from earlier. After long hours of work, it's finally time to go home. Today isn't so bad for the first day of work. Going home? Yep. Alright then, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night. The two of you part as you both head in your own direction. You found yourself walking home alone in the silent street. A more quieter and cooler atmosphere contrasts to bright sun in the morning. The moon shines a soft light. This seems like a nice way to relax myself after work. Let out a deep breath. Rustle, rustle. Am I hearing things? Or is there someone or something here? Rustle, rustle. You looked in the direction of the rustling. It's definitely coming from the bush right ahead. Ugh, that's the way I need to go. You begin to feel nervous about continuing to go forwards the direction of the bush, and pondered on whether to continue moving forward or to take a different path to possibly avoid an unwanted encounter. What should I do? Continue walking or don't take the risk? See, it's nighttime. And we're a girl. Alone. It could be anything, so we are not going to take the risk. I think I've dealt with enough today to deal with this now. Although it might be more walking for me. You took a longer way around and eventually returned back to your apartment. Welcome back, Master. How was work today? It's all right. I'll prepare dinner then. All right, thank you. You decided to take a quick hot shower to let some tension from sitting all day at work. By the time you return to your bedroom, you can smell curry from the kitchen. Dinner is ready, Master. I'll be there. After a while, you made it to the kitchen. You sat down and enjoyed the curry and rice. The curry and rice tastes fine. No, it was cooked to perfection, but something feels missing. But you don't know what it is. May I ask, what do you think of the meal? I am forced to say nothing. Does a compliment really matter to a robot? After all, it's just programmed to do this, not by its own will. I'm sorry if it didn't satisfy you, Master. The robot seems to feel a bit disappointed of himself. It's not that. I just think it's all right. Ah. The comment doesn't seem to help at all. After a while, you finish the plate of curry and rice. If you're done, I can clean the table. Thank you. It's my duty to serve you, if anything. You return to your bedroom and laid on your bed. You feel exhausted after a day back at work compared to how you expected. You closed your eyes for a bit and thought about the one that you really want to see right now. Someone who understands your stress and always tries to help with it. Hero. You feel like there's no point in going forward in life without him anymore. You feel the need to end it all, even if it meant going against his words. The only way to go in life is forward, but I can't. Am I able to reunite with you? Did that hint at us doing stuff to ourselves? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna reload, and we're gonna continue walking. See what happens. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like some weird creature would pop out of nowhere and try to attack me, right? You began to walk closer toward the bush. Surely not. It's probably just some stray animal like a cat or a dog. Rustle, rustle. I guess it doesn't hurt to look into it. After all, this isn't some weird horror movie, so monsters aren't real. You decided to reach your hand into the bush to check what's behind it out of curiosity. Black cat jumped out of the bush before you were able to interact with the bush. Ugh, is that really what I was being scared about? I knew it. There's nothing more to look at, so I should get going. Just as you were about to leave, another sound came from the bush, and this time it's definitely not a rustling, but a noise similar to a groan. Ugh. What was that? Slowly, a hand reached out from below the bush. Down here. What the? A real-life zombie? Wait, no. Zombies aren't real. I'm not dead yet. Help me up. That's right. A zombie can't talk, so this must be... Ah. You quickly bent down and pulled the unknown person from under the bush. Thanks. The unknown person seems to look like he hadn't slept for days and had just recently gotten hurt near his wrist. Other than that, his outfit really implies that he's someone who spends most of his time indoors. Are you all right? I guess. But my whole body hurts so much right now. I feel like just sleeping a bit right now. The unknown person closes his eyes. Wait, wake up. Don't sleep yet. You decided to give him a slap on the cheek so he can stay awake. It's not like I was going to pass out. It's just I had been yelling for help. I've been yelling for help the past few hours, minutes. It's only normal. Anyone gets tired. Do you need an ambulance? What's with you people who sees a talking person and calls an ambulance? Short answer, no. I'd rather just rest up to heal. Certainly he doesn't look like he could even stand up on his own, let alone walk. Where do you live? Huh? I'll walk you to your home. Really? How nice. It's actually really close. It's room 206 of the apartment building, straight around the corner. Room 206. Now, if I remember, isn't this the person I was warned about earlier this morning? He doesn't feel dangerous, especially when he can get himself hurt this much. But now I'm with him in person. I see it myself. You began making your way to the apartment building while holding the stranger by one arm over your shoulder while having him lean against you. So, how did you get yourself like this? I fell. No way. Did you really get all this from tripping? Off the roof? That makes sense as to why he's this hurt, but not why. After a while, you were able to get up to the apartment while supporting the stranger. We're here. Ah, I can't thank you enough. He slumps down to the ground and began reaching his hands under the doormat in front of room 206. Is something wrong? Yeah, lost my key. You watched him in silence for a bit longer, but he seems to just stay in the position. Is he really just going to lay there? What do you plan to do? I'll just wait out the rest of my days here before I die, I suppose. After giving some thoughts and pitying his misfortune, you decided to come to a conclusion. If you want, you can stay at my place for the night. Huh? Really? For a stranger like me? Yeah, come in. You open the door to your apartment before glancing back. Right, I almost forgot he can't walk. You walked back and lifted him up before leaning him on yourself. Wait here. I'll help you treat some of your wounds first. After a while, you came back with a med kit. You reached for a bottle of rubbing alcohol and a bag of cotton balls. You held the cotton ball on top of the unopened bottle of rubbing alcohol before quickly tilting it upside down and back up. Wait, hold on. It's unopened. So how are you getting alcohol on the cotton ball? It might sting a bit, but stay still. You know, you don't have to do all this for me, right? You lightly tap the rubbing alcohol-infused cotton ball on the spot of a wound. Done. Thank you. So how do you plan to stay the night? I only have one bed. I don't mind staying on the floor, honestly. But, no, I'm totally fine with the floor. Alright, good night then. Okay. Good night. You returned to your bedroom where you fell asleep as soon as you snuggled into the warmth of your bed. You woke up to the sound of your alarm going off. You struggled to get up from your bed as something is holding you in place. Oh! Stop moving. Oh. By the time you open your eyes, you can already guess what was holding you down. Callus. Okay, but he still had question marks. He never introduced himself. How do we know his name is Callus? Ha! Callus is hugging you tightly as he comfortably continues sleeping. Hey, wake up. Get off of me. Callus doesn't seem to be disturbed and continued sleeping peacefully. What's with the blank option? I don't know if that's supposed to be there. We're going to continue to wake him up. Morning, Mel. Callus pinches your two cheeks. You feel somehow a bit harder and rubbery than usual. I'm sorry, but can you stop pinching me? You can talk as well, huh? Callus finally decided to open his eyes to see that he was pinching you. Sorry. He quickly lets go and accidentally falls off the bed. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm still intact. You gently massage your cheeks from earlier. Callus sat up and put his head on the edge of the bed. Sorry, it was too cold last night, so I unconsciously got in the blanket with you. And I can't sleep without holding something to sleep, so sorry if I hugged you too tightly. And what was the thing you called me earlier? It's just a small stuffed bear that I always go to sleep with. I was thinking about something totally different. Also, thank you for saving me yesterday. The name's Callus. I honestly didn't think it would be all that painful. You didn't think what? Don't mind what I said earlier. It'll be real quick. I'll be back real quick. I honestly felt like I did something wrong by doing something morally right by saving this guy. You got ready for work and joined Callus for breakfast. I made a quick visit to the landowner, but it doesn't seem like she's out on vacation. Oh, but it doesn't seem like she's out on vacation. But it seems like she's out on vacation, possibly for a few days. So is it all right if I stay for a while longer? Of course, I wouldn't try anything weird since you saved me. Sure, but how long have you lived here? Let me think. 1, 2, around like 5 years by now. And what do you do when a similar situation like this happens? I usually just spend my time on the street. Somehow I always attract stray cats like the one last night. Ah, that's right. I did find a stray cat last night when I found him. He honestly feels like one, to be honest. I wouldn't blame the cat for mistaking him for one of their own. But it's interesting that you own such an advanced robot. Did you make it? Obviously not. Can you please tell me who designed it then? It was my former boyfriend. Can I... No, he's dead. Sorry to hear that. I'm just really invested in artificial intelligence since it just really sparks a fire in me. Then is it alright if I disassemble him and look inside at his mechanics? No. Alright. I won't try to do that. But he must love you a lot to dedicate himself to build a robot like this. After you finished breakfast, you began to take your leave and bid goodbye to Callus and Hero's robot. Although you're not really comfortable with the idea of them being together after Callus mentioned disassembling him. I can't believe I'm housing someone I met last night in my own apartment. What's wrong? You look exhausted, Stell. Oh, sorry, I'm fine. Why are they calling me random things? Here's a cup of coffee if you need it. Tyler hands you a cup of coffee and you accepted it. Thanks. If you need help with anything, don't mind asking me. Thanks. I'm glad there's at least one normal human I can interact with. After a long day of work, you were finally able to go home. Welcome home. Where's the robot? He's just fine. I didn't touch him at all. Maybe a bit, but they were all just small experiments to test the durability of it. Sorry for not greeting you on time, Master. It's alright. You lean closer to the robot as you inspect for any damaged parts on him. Master, is something wrong? No, sorry. See? Yeah, sorry for accusing you. Alright. You decided to take a shower before eating dinner with Callus. After you finished dinner, you decided to spend the rest of your time in your bedroom. Hey. You can call me Alessa. Alessa, can you tell me about your love life? I don't have much. My former boyfriend was my only one. Then what if I can change that? I mean, we are already sharing the same living space. Would it really hurt to try it out? After all, either way, I go back to my apartment by the end of the next few weeks, so we wouldn't have to live together anymore either way. So think of it as just a play date. Uh-huh. So, what is it? This request is so out of the blue. How am I supposed to respond? But... Alright. This is interesting. Let's decline the offer first. Are you sure? Okay, we're being forced to agree. Okie dokie. I love being forced into options a lot in a game. Sure. You feel as if you have no choice but to agree strangely. Interesting. I knew you'd agree. Wait a minute. Of course I didn't manipulate the choices a bit. Oh! Okay, that's kind of funny. Alright, you got me there. You explained it. Good on you. But I want to ask you something. What is it? If you fell in love with me, then would you be fine with dying with me? What the frack? Hold on. What the heck? Hold on a minute. Hold up. This guy is definitely insane. Sorry, I'm just joking around. Don't take it too seriously, of course. But it makes me wonder if dying with someone is less painful than dying alone. After all, I've only tried dying by myself so far. Oh my gosh! Are you being serious? Of course not. It's a lie. What are you getting so worked up for? You looked into Callus's eyes. You can't really tell if he's being serious or just playing around. Then all I have to do is avoid giving him hints that I like him at all, right? I'm going to sleep now. You turn off the lights before going to bed. Alyssa, can we sleep together? It's really cold down here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I honestly I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't. What? My mind is frazzled right now. I'm saying no. No. You're reminded of the tight morning hug that almost choked you alive, which isn't something you want to experience again. You also felt the lack of trust. Well, because he's in reality just a stranger you picked up off the side of the street. Callus laid down on the ground, feeling defeated. You're so cruel. Fine, I'll sleep on the ground then. He let out a sigh before grabbing a blanket from your closet and giving it to Callus. Here, I don't want you to catch a cold. You return back to your bed before closing your eyes and sleep. You woke up to the sound of your alarm. I really don't want to wake up, though. You notice that Callus is already gone from the bedroom. Guess he's a morning person. I should also get ready for work. After a while, you finished your morning routine and head towards the kitchen. Morning, Alyssa. Morning. You sat down next to Callus at the dining table, where it seems like breakfast is already made. You took a bite out of your bacon. Alyssa? What is it? Do you have anything planned for tomorrow? I'm not sure yet. Why? It's nothing big. It's just that I won 2 tickets to the amusement park. And I wanted to ask if you would mind going with me. Why me? Don't you have any friends? Well, actually, I don't. And there's not really anyone I know other than you. So, we're gonna brush him off this time. Sorry, I don't really... You don't have to be. Sorry, just forget what I said. Callus stood up and left the dining table. I'll see you later then. All right. Callus seems very disappointed by your rejection, but you don't really feel comfortable with the idea. After you finish your breakfast, you made your way to work. Morning, Alyssa. You seem a bit troubled. Sorry. It's just... Should you worry about someone if you reject their invitation to go somewhere? Did you recently get in a fight with someone close? Not really. I've only known him for a few days. I see. What's that person like? Can you really use words to describe him? He's carefree, a bit weird, and suicidal. That's an interesting person. I think the worst case scenario is that I
I'd rather not say it. Sorry, I don't have much experience around people like the one you have, so you don't have to take my judgment too seriously. No, it's not that, but thank you either way. You finished yet another day of work and wrapped everything up like usual. The sky seems to be darkened by the gray clouds with thin rain falling down that are almost unnoticeable. Weird. Weather said it wouldn't rain today. Ah, Alyssa, do you not have an umbrella with you? I can walk you home if you feel comfortable with that. Oh, man. Okay, you know what? Let's accept it. All right, if you don't mind. Of course, no problem. You walked quietly with Tyler back to your apartment. Thank you so much, and sorry for troubling you. It's nothing. Just have a good night then. You looked around, but found no traces of Callus around. Maybe he's gone somewhere? But in this weather? You decided to ignore this anomaly and continue your day as usual. It's getting late. You can feel your worries grow as time passes by. I don't think it's my place to judge either ways. You dim the lights before going to bed. You woke up this morning, however, Callus still hasn't shown up yet. You decided to just scroll through social media on your phone before you clicked on the local news. Unidentified man crushed by speeding vehicles after jumping into Highway 12. It can't be him. Would it? You decided to scroll down further into the news article. The man has dark black hair, purple eyes, dark bagged eyes. You closed your phone before reading the rest of the description as you feel nauseous. I can't. After you got out of the bathroom, you returned back to your bedroom. Are you feeling all right, Master? Yes. Sorry, can you turn the lights off for me? Of course. You closed your eyes to the silence in the bedroom. You can still smell Callus's scent lingering around. The feeling of loneliness returns. How should I feel right now? Huh, great. Okay, well, now we're gonna decline the offer. It's alright, I live close, so I can just make a run for it. Are you really alright with that? The rain might get bigger later. Yeah, I'm a really good runner. Alright, I hope you don't catch cold then. Good night. Yeah, good night. You start running quickly, but eventually slowed down by the pain of your high heels scraping against your skin and the increasing amount of rain coming down. Why didn't I agree? Ugh, the rain's clearly getting heavier. You decided to take off your high heels and carry them with your hands. Whatever, let's make a run for it. With your first step, you tripped and you bumped into someone. Sorry. Oh. Wait, Callus? What's wrong? You seem like you could use some cover. What? How did you... Shh. Don't worry about that. If I wasn't here, you might as well soak in the rain. Thanks. Don't mention it. But looking at the rain, wouldn't it feel dramatic if we died together? Oh, pfft. You know, those scenes in the movies. Can't relate. Can't you talk about something more normal? If you had gotten under someone else's cover, I might have dragged myself to the middle of the road and get myself hit by a car. Don't say that. About what? Dying. It's not funny. I'll try to, but I can't promise that. But I'm glad you at least care about me like that. The two of you returned back to your apartment, with you being still soaked from earlier when you were running through the rain. Hey, robot boy, get a towel, please.
Unregistered user. Command denied.
Did you hear that? Every time I tried to talk to him, it's always command denied.
Sorry, can you get a towel?
Of course, master.
The robot handed you a dry towel, and you began to dry your hands with the towel. I'll take a shower first, then...
Alright, I'll just wait here then.
After a soothing hot shower, you return to the kitchen to join Callus for dinner. The two of you finish dinner before returning to the bedroom.
Anyways, do you really have plans tomorrow?
Yeah.
I see. I think I might stay out tonight. So don't get too worried about me if I don't come back tonight.
Oh my gosh. What am I supposed to do with this boy? Be a bit concerned. Don't give it too much. No thoughts at all. All right. Oh my gosh. I was not planning on doing multiple quote-unquote playthroughs, you know. It's just going to do one route and maybe a branching path and be done with it, but I feel compelled to keep going.
You don't mind at all?
Well, I can't do anything about it.
I'm done. I'll see you later then.
Okay, just stay safe. Callus closes the door of the apartment and left quietly, and after you finished eating, you returned to your bedroom. It's already past midnight. I guess he's really staying out tonight. You dimmed the lights and decided to sleep in for the night despite your worry for Callus. As you finished your breakfast, you looked over to the empty seat Callus used to sit beside you. Callus hasn't come back home from last night, and your worry for him increased. Who knows where he's gone? It seems like the ingredients have been running low. Would you like to go shopping together, master? Grocery. Sure. You let out a sigh before getting ready to go shopping with the robot. As you began walking back to your apartment, you found someone familiar in between a valley. Callus? Callus has his hood over his head while slumped down on the ground. Callus? Callus doesn't seem to respond to you. His breathing seems normal, even though he definitely looks uncomfortable, and you could smell something weird coming from him. You decided to give Callus a shake, hoping to wake him up.
Alyssa? Sorry, what time is it? Where am I right now? Ugh.
Are you all right? Callus quickly pulls you in and hugs you tightly.
Sorry, I can't really think right now. I thought there was someone behind you.
Well, there was.
Huh? Is it the robot? Can't really stand up right now. Can you help me up?
Of course. You helped Callus up while the robot carries the groceries. As you walked Callus back to your apartment, you were reminded of the first day you met him. After drinking some water, Callus seems to return to normal.
Sorry. I got a bit carried away this time.
It's alright, as long as you're fine.
So does this mean that you care about me?
Well, yes. Why wouldn't I be?
You know, I feel like we have much more in common than I thought. I know you're also diagnosed with depression. Sorry, I flipped through a few things while I was bored and found a medical record from a few months ago. You probably felt lonely and desperate for a new life, just like me.
Callus took a small bottle of clouded liquid out of his pocket while leaning closer to you. What is that?
Shh. You don't have to know about what's inside. If I were to offer you to drink this with me, would you accept it?
But
if you really care about me, then would you say yes? So, what is it?
I'll take it.
That's right. Callus opened the bottle of liquid and proceeded to drink all of it. What are you doing? You felt anxious as you watched him finish his last drop from the bottle. Do you love me? If I say yes, would you spit it out? Maybe. Or not. You hear as Callus swallows all the liquid in one go. How is he talking if he has the liquid in his mouth? Just kidding. That was only colored water. Callus took out another bottle from his opposite pocket. I would have never tried to do it by myself because it would hurt a lot. But it would be different if we take it together. So are you willing to die with me? You rethink all your life choices and then look at what has happened recently since you met Callus. Of course, you don't feel that close with Callus, but he's the only human that has been in your daily life so far, or the role Hero has played before. You don't want to feel lonely again, nor face another death, so you went with the easier answer. Yes. Then, Callus opened the bottle again and drank all the liquid inside, but he didn't swallow it down, but leaned closer to you and connects your mouths, kissing you. I feel tired. The liquid spills as the two of you exchange movements of your tongues, intensifying your breathing patterns. You closed your eyes, cherishing the last few minutes of your life, and you lost all consciousness. What? This man is dangerous. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely need these warnings if you are not cool with this. What was this one? Okay, so we're gonna be a bit concerned now. Of course I'm worried. Are you staying over somewhere else for the night, or are you being jealous right now? I'm only concerned. Of course, I have to stay out because I have some business of my own. Alright then. I'm done. I'll see you later then. Okay, just stay safe. Is this gonna be the same thing? It is. It is. Okay. So it doesn't matter what those choices do. It just has like one or two different lines. We already did that. Okay, history. The amusement park. Sure. I don't mind going, but that means you won't do anything crazy for the next few weeks you're here. Of course I can do that. Thank you. You quickly faced away as Callus shines his smile at you, expressing how happy he is. Also, what do you mean when you said you won the tickets? Of course, I was listening to a podcast when they started giving out free prizes. So I went in and I was lucky enough to win. What podcast was it? I don't actually remember. I kind of feel bad for the other people who are actual fans of the podcast. After you finished your breakfast, you made your way to work. Morning, Alessa. You seem like you're puzzled. What's on your mind? Oh, do I? It's just... What do people normally do at amusement parks? Have you never been to an amusement park before? Not really. You recall how focused you were in school and grades the past few years, so you've never really bothered to go to attractions like amusement parks. It didn't help that in your old residence there's barely any attractions. And the place for a trip to an amusement park is almost $200, so you didn't want to push Hero to go to one. Well, if you're asking about one, then the closest here would be the one next to the beach. It's pretty popular for most of its rides and food stands. But if anything, you should go for the rides first, then food stands, and the arcades. Have you ever been there? Well, I did one time during vacation with a couple of my friends, but I took a lunch break too soon, so after my first ride, I had to go home since I was feeling sick. So I can't really recommend any good rides. But I'm sure there's many ways to have fun there either way. Ah, alright, thank you. No problem. You finished yet another day of work and wrapped everything up like usual. The sky seems to be darkened. Okay, so it's raining. So we're here. This point. Now, I feel like this might be a branching path. Okay, so let's accept. Okay. It's the same deal. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that. Great. Okay, so we're gonna decline. So we have seen this before. Well, I'm gonna skip. Oh, what the heck? Decline, and I'll just have to click. So it seems like we still run into Callus. Okay. Still the same thing. Okay. Now this is new. Alyssa, you didn't forget our date tomorrow, right? Huh? I mean, our trip to the amusement park tomorrow? Of course not. I heard there's lots of roller coasters, like the one where you hang off the seat. You wouldn't mind going on that with me, right? I don't really have a choice, do I? Sure, I guess. But I won't really get too ahead of myself since there's definitely other rides that are still enjoyable without being extreme. We should sleep in early so we can take out all the rides tomorrow. Uh-huh. What? Are you really wearing the same outfit to the amusement park? When was the last time you washed them? Well, I do occasionally wash them, but don't worry about that. I'm very clean. Unless you want to smell my clothes. Okie dokie. We're gonna say okie dokie. Do we want to smell his clothes? No, yes, no, no. I don't really want to be labeled as a creep, so I'll just take his word for it, I guess. So, does that mean we can get going now? Yeah. After some time, the two of you finally arrived at the front gate and went into the amusement park. We're in. How about the rides first? There's a carousel right ahead. Would you like to try that? Isn't that normally for kids? Well, it doesn't say kids only. Plus, there's 2 grown men riding it on there already. You watched as the carousel stopped the people on the ride. Hold on. What? You watch as the carousel stops. The people on the ride gets ready to leave as new groups of people start moving in. I'm sorry, that's a weird sentence. What are you waiting for? Callus held you by your hand and ran towards the carousel ride, excitedly unusual from his normal self. You smiled before matching your pace to Callus to get to the carousel. The two of you each got onto a carousel horse with Callus directly on a horse behind you and gave a thumbs up as the ride activates, moving in a circular motion. After the carousel ride, the two of you decided to start off with a mild roller coaster that goes underground and under an aquarium, covering the ride with blue.
And for your third ride, the two of you decided to go to the inverted coaster, which Callus had anticipated to ride on. After the last ride, you can feel a bit of a headache and numb in your feet. I think we should take a break for now.
All right, if you're that exhausted. How about we get some lunch, after all? The amount of waiting time made it to the noon already. There seems to be a cafe right up ahead as well.
The two of you enter the cafe and ordered a few drinks and desserts before sitting down at the outside dining area, which was perfect with a cool, gentle breeze. I didn't expect you to have such a sweet tooth. You're surprised by the amount of time it took Callus to make up his mind, but also the fact that you barely knew what half of what he ordered was.
Well, I actually don't eat sweet things often, but today's a special occasion. And for some desserts, you can really enjoy them if you only have it once in your life, once in a while.
A waiter makes her way to your table and sets down the desserts and drinks that you both ordered. Please enjoy. Callus took his first bite of dessert that looks similar to whipped cream with fruit on top. What's that?
It's called pavlova. Do you want a bite? It's crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside.
You watch as Callus takes another bite of the pavlova. No, it's all right. I'll stick to mine. You decided to start with your chocolate lava cake.
Of course, there's a lot more, and I don't mind sharing the same dessert with you.
I'm good. You reach over to grab a drink to go with your cake, but it seems like the waiter has accidentally put for a large drink rather than two smalls.
Seems like they got one drink. I can ask for another one if you want.
Okay, we are going to order another drink. You don't really enjoy the idea of sharing a drink with someone else, so you decided it would be best to get another one. You can take that drink. I'll just order another one.
Whatever that suits you.
Callus sips on his drink while you wait for a new one. But speaking of which, I never really got to know you.
What do you want to know about me?
Well, how about what you do for work?
That's a bit complicated. Guess you can consider me a private investigator, since that pretty much sums up what I do.
I mean, I can see that a little bit. How about that rumor about the cops in the ambulance?
I don't really want to talk about that right now, but maybe sometime after this I would.
You decided to stay quiet for the rest of the lunch session. After a while, the two of you were able to finish most of the desserts you ordered without being too full. There's still a few leftovers.
We can just get them to go then.
A waiter came over and packed your leftovers to go before the two of you made your leave. I don't think I can take another extreme ride after being so full.
Really? We won't be able to go through all the rides today with all the people here either way. So how about buying some souvenirs for memorizing today?
Sure. The two of you entered the souvenir shop, which was filled with shirts, hats, keychains, and other items. But one thing catches your eye. A big black cat plushie. As Callus turned away to look at other souvenirs, you decided to take the cat plushie from the shelves. Callus, doesn't this resemble you a lot? Plus, you can hug it in your sleep.
Huh? Does it?
Of course. Callus takes out of nowhere a pair of cat ears and puts it on you.
I think it looks more like you now.
Nevertheless, the two of you ended up buying both the cat plushie and the cat ears and continue to explore the rest of the park. As the two of you make your way through the amusement park, Callus glances at a sign.
Fireworks at 8. That's pretty soon. Say, do you want to watch the fireworks together?
Sure. Callus held you by your hands and headed towards the giant Ferris wheel up ahead. Wait, the fireworks towards the right.
Of course, I know that.
The two of you entered the gate to the Ferris wheel. Callus helped you into the cabin of the Ferris wheel, where the two of you sit opposite of each other. So, why are we on the Ferris wheel if you asked me if I wanted to see the fireworks?
To enjoy the view.
Even more, we're probably going to miss it right after this ride. You opened your phone to check the time. 7:51. The fireworks show is around 8. Despite your frustrations, you decided to enjoy the view from the cabin window of the whole amusement park, although by each minute you feel somehow anxious, noticing how far from the ground you are.
No way. Are you afraid of heights?
I'm not. It's just, who knows when this was last inspected?
Would sitting next to me help?
Nope.
Gonna be stubborn.
No, I'm definitely good here. I'd rather stay at one side rather than make the cabin shake.
If it suits you.
In the distance, you can hear fireworks firing up into the sky. And the first... Okay, hold on a minute. This CG's wrong, because I should be opposite of him, not sitting right next to him. The first one popped into the sky, creating glittering lights that spread filled the entire sky. Following that is more fireworks, each with different patterns and colors. You finally understood why Callus took you on the Ferris wheel instead, as you can see the fireworks much closer from this view. Eventually, the Ferris wheel comes to a stop and the noise of the fireworks fade as you two got off the cabin of the Ferris wheel.
Also, sorry about taking you up that high. I didn't know you were afraid of heights, especially when you did agree to go on the roller coasters.
I'm not... Forget it. It's all good.
Then shall we go home now?
Wait, were you not genuine? Oh no, I pressed the button. The two of you returned back to the apartment after an exhausting day of walking and had dinner together.
I will take a small walk outside. I enjoyed today a lot. Thank you for agreeing to go to the amusement park with me.
All right, I'll go to bed first then.
Good night then.
He walked out of the apartment, silently closing the door behind. He walked up the stairs as much as he could until he reached a metal door and opened it to the night sky. He sat down near the edge of the rooftop, with his back facing the empty air far from the ground, and stares at the stars above. He took out a small vial and sips the liquid within.
I won't make the same mistake twice. So, good night.
What? He falls back, eyes closed, before making it to the ground within a few minutes. How tall is the building? Within a few minutes? He was falling for a few minutes? Huh? What the heck? Some skyrise? Alright, so what if we sit next to him? What does that do? You feel really uncomfortable by the height by yourself, so you decided to take a risk, despite the idea of shaking a cabin would be more terrifying.
Here, hold my hands.
Callus tries to assist you by providing a hand to hold on to while you make your way towards him. You were finally able to sit next to Callus and exhaled out of relief. At this point, the cabin you two were in is ready to make it to the highest point of the Ferris wheel. And here we are with the fireworks. It's the same thing. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So, able to see how high each one flies, your eyes fixated on the fireworks, not noticing when Callus leaned closer to you. Okay, this looks like I love you with the little blanks. I love you. The noise the noise of the fireworks overpowered Callus's voice, making it harder to hear what he's saying. But he decides to smile faintly before making a gesture that signals that it was nothing. This is all the same. Sorry. Did you say anything during the fireworks? There was too much noise, so I couldn't hear.
It's nothing.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot what I said anyways, so you should just forget about it.
Can't help but feel guilty from Callus's comment, realizing you might have missed something important. And this is... Okay. He's going to take a small walk again. And here we are. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to go back here. Hold on. Let's smell his clothes this time. You lean closer to Callus to smell his hoodie.
Wait, I was being sarcastic.
Surprisingly, his clothes don't smell like sweat, but more clean and neutral. You leaned away from Callus to avoid making the situation more awkward. I guess you're right. The question is, how does he maintain the same exact clothes on, but still have them washed at the same time? Sorry for doubting you.
Of course. That's all right now. So does that mean we can get going now?
Yeah. Okay, and we'll skip to the next thing. Okay, so we're going to share the drink. That's clearly the largest size in the store. Why would you order another one? You don't have to if you don't mind sharing the same drink.
Of course I don't.
All right, then. You opened a straw before taking a sip, before taking another bite of your lava cake. Callus leaned closer before taking the straw you used and drank the drink. Wait, why are you using the same straw?
Sorry, they also only gave one straw, so... Plus, you don't mind.
You felt a bit awkward from the idea of indirect kiss through the straw. Forget it. Okay. So we're going to say yes to him sleeping with us. Let's just see if that makes a difference. Sure. You decided to let him have the pity points since it is true that the floor is hard and cold to sleep on. Callus helps himself on the bed and cuddles under the blanket with you. You feel uncomfortable the more he continues to stare at you with puppy-like eyes. Can you go to sleep?
Then can I hug you as well? You know, since I can't sleep without...
Go ahead. You didn't really mind at this point. Callus hugs you gently this time, unlike this morning. Guess I wouldn't mind if it's like this. You fell asleep to the comfort in Callus's arms. You woke up to the sound of your alarm. Hopefully this brings you to a different ending. Nope. It didn't. Okay. Okay. So maybe this is the point. So we're gonna let him be. You decided to just let Callus wake himself up, although there's a possibility he probably won't. Morning, Mel. Pinches your cheeks. Yep, okay, it's gonna be the same thing, so we're just gonna skip. Agree. You felt as if you had no choice. Yes to what? Can we sleep together? Yes. Yes. No. Smell the clothes. Share the drink. Sit next to him.
Oh, is this new?
This is new. This is new! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! This is after he says that he's gonna take a walk, and we're just like, ... Okay.
Actually, do you want to go on a walk together with me?
Even though you feel exhausted after all the walking today, with no energy left, you still decided to agree to Callus's offer, as he seems to anticipate yes for an answer. Sure.
Then would you mind?
Callus holds out his right hand, waiting for you to hold on to it. You slowly held out to your left hand, and Callus quickly holds on to it. Without a word, Callus leads you out of your apartment and towards the top floor of the complex, before opening a final door made of metal that leads to only one place you can think of.
Welcome to my secret hideout, Alyssa.
Callus sat down on the hard ground of the rooftop, under the shimmering night sky. You followed and sat down next to Callus and gazed at the stars above.
Do you like the view?
Yes, but how did you come to make this your secret hideout?
That's because it's quiet and peaceful up here compared to the busy life we have. Let's say that one day I got really frustrated with life and got up on the roof, but ended up with a discovery that gave me a reason. And if any time I feel fulfilled with life, I'd die happily from here.
Ah, okay. Is that why you were in the bush that day?
That's genuinely just an accident. I didn't mean to jump down.
I'll trust that then, but I also do hope that you don't have any thoughts to, just don't die.
Really? You're one of the first ones to tell me not to die. I'm glad. And since we are already here, I might as well open up myself to you a bit more, as I promised back then. I'm actually diagnosed with depression, and the side effects of the medication made sleeping alone hard.
That's why you need to hug me to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Also, there was no podcast raffles. I bought the tickets to the amusement park myself.
Wait, why did you do that?
I just wanted to see if you would go with me, since I feel bored and lonely. Sorry if I lost your trust a bit, but I did have the intention to bond with my new neighbor more, especially that she's so cute.
You suddenly blush from his comment.
Of course, you were more than just cute, and I'll admit that I fell in love with you. So...
Callus leaned closer to you, putting his mouth next to your ear.
May I finally kiss you now?
Callus backed up a bit, enough so that his mouth can reach yours. Okay. And as he leaned back in, you decided to make the first move by kissing him directly. Yes! Good end. Good laid. Woo! Oh, man. Yep. Okay. How do you... okay. Yes. Well, that was interesting. That's one guy. So this game is very interesting. I did enjoy playing it. There are typos scattered throughout, but that's okay. I may play another route. The only other person we saw was Tyler. 3 love interests. Yeah. I'm guessing the robot is one, but how on earth do you... I don't know. We'll have to figure that out, but yeah. That is another morning OTU. I mean, I really do want to play more, but I'm not sure if I should record more. That's gonna be it. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.